Hi, my name is Hadiza Sambo. This is a screenshot of my final project demonstrating my app, which is creating DLL files. Me creating DLL files, the first thing I did was creating the project by opening Visual Studio and select create a new project. Search for I went ahead and I searched for class library for C Sharp or VP.NET or dynamic link library DLL. So I select the appropriate template. I name my project example my DLL and create it. I add a class or functions to my DLL project, for example in C Sharp. So I build a DLL project to generate the DLL file in the project uh, bin debug or bin release folder. So the second step is to create the application to use the DLL in the same Visual Studio solution. I added project example console app or Windows Form app. I right click on the new application project in Solution Explorer and select add project reference. Um, in the reference manager, I went to the project solution and select the DLL project example my DLL. Then I click OK. The third step is using the DLL in the application. So in my application code, I added using like statement for C Sharp or import the statement for VP.NET for my DLL namespace. So I created an instance for the class from my DLL file and call it like method, for example, in the C Sharp. The final stage is the debugging, that's to execute it. So to debugging the interaction is that's the final stage, which I set my application project as the startup project. I right click on the project in Solution Explorer and select set at startup project. I place breakpoints in both my application code and my DLL code example like within the add method in my DLL file. So I start debugging, which I can also press F5. So the debugger now started executing my application, and when it calls a method from my DLL, it step into um into the DL code, allowing my um allowing me to examine variables and execution flow within the DL. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how the to demonstrate how the app works. This is just a little overview on how I use the Visual Art Studio application. So, basically, the Visual Studio is like very comprehensive to me. Like, is a comprehensive integrated development environment, which can be called IDE from Microsoft. So, I right now I feel like I'm using it to develop various softwares application including desktop program, websites, web applications, web services, and mobile apps. So, if anytime I would like to use the application, the visual ads, I'll just like go to project creation. I would open upon like launching the Visual Studio, select create a new application and choose the the type, maybe console app, ASP.NET, core web app, or Android application or whatever. Um, then code editing, you put in my code, type in whatever I want to type in, like put in the code, and then building. and running. This is to compile and run the application. Click start button, often like sometimes like a green arrow, like to play in the toolbar, or press F5. Yeah. Then the Visual Studio would kind of help build the project and execute the application, allowing the testing and observing of its behavior. Then debugging. Then the next thing is to source control integration, extensions and workloads. Then deploy. This is when the Visual Studio offers tools to publish and deploy application to various targets such as local servers, cloud platforms, or mobile device. And I think that's it for now. Thank you.